Tonight, each reader will introduce the following reader, and it is my pleasure to introduce Burt Ritchie with an introduction written by Kajan Ratnakumar. Burt Ritchie was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, a fact he won't soon let you forget. What strikes me most, and in this case, I is another, but yes, what strikes me most about his writing is his ability to tell engaging and absorbing stories about real-life people and situations that would otherwise be overlooked. In this digital age where the boundary between the virtual and the real is diminishing on a daily basis, his writing is refreshing, sobering even. The first thing that I heard him read was a short story about his dogs, Jack and Jill, read in a tiny basement classroom just off Washington Square Park in Greenwich Village. Tonight, he will read a selection of poems. Please welcome Burt Ritchie.
Hello. As you were warned, I'm Burt Ritchie, and I'm going to read poems. And thank you all for being here and letting me be here. Everyone always stared at Sarah at church, especially children, and it pissed her off. So Joey and I sang Put on Christ, danced in the aisles, stood in the pew, clapped. Then sometimes, uplifted, Sarah would spot a kid she liked in line for communion and touch them on the forehead with her pointed ET finger. Jack's life. He was walking out on the pond, but the water was only half frozen. He didn't know. I yelled at him, "Come back." But some scent had captured his attention. He went too far. The ice gave way. He was stuck. For a minute, he flailed. Then he got still and stared at me, scared. I didn't hesitate, jumped right in the water, nearly freezing, broke the ice with my arm like a tomahawk, pulled him out, launched him through the water towards the shore. After we dried by the fire, he kept catching the corner of my eye, same scared look, but he'd look away like it didn't happen and lick his paws. Jill's field. By the river where we found you, there's a field that should have a name. Not just this one specifically, though that too, but all such fields by rivers. Fields at the top of the hills that break into woods, where wild dogs like you heal from shotgun wounds. No, not like that either. Just fields by rivers, between mountains and seas, where you ran in the darkness so you wouldn't be seen. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's your field. I think that's right. That's how it should be. Acorns. I knelt beside the river and prayed for God. I said, "Dear all of us, try to believe anything exists." I dunked my head and thought of death, the water, the setting sun, a raven, or was it just darkness floating in the river up against my head? A faded Pepsi can, the old logo. I emptied it of water and threw it towards the shore. I was a model CEO. Me and Randy in the boardroom, overlooking the river and the cemetery. Randy thought we could make money as models. I said we were making money as models, on my knees in the stairwell after free Coke in the conference room. They got the shot. We crossed the river with money, or at least checks. Angelique kept asking if I wanted to see her boyfriend's gun. Of course not, she made me groan over and over, refilling the straws. My boyfriend has a gun. Gathering dirty napkins. My boyfriend has a gun. Until I shoved the scoop into the ice chest, pulled it out, and poured the ice down the back of Angelique's shirt. Then she said, "I'm going to tell my boyfriend." But she never did. She was scared of him. Is there gas in the truck? I wish I had a horse. Then I could get a monument, ride out in the middle of the field, a rabbit standing on the top of a pile of a furrow, collection of grass with a mower, tractor. I hate the weed whacker, too loud, and starting it. On the horse, quiet, clomp, clomp, ride to the top of a hill, then another, get the horse to stand on his back legs, point at another hill, top, point out some Indians, Connecticut, Braves lost, damn Tides, both Braves lost, damn Philadelphia. At least they played. Wish I was a baseball player, just sit out there every night. Sunflower seeds, spit, free too. I bet they get free food, cheesesteak. Damn, it's hot. Sure is. Let's knock off when we're done. But I'm hungry when we're done. But I'm tired. Push through. Already did. Do it again, but it's hot. I was throwing a rock for an Australian shepherd, and Shayna came out back to shuck some corn. When I helped, she said, "This feels like a movie." I looked to the fading purple light over the Rockies to the west, and then to the east where the darkness was increasing. I meant to say, "No, this is better." But the corn was shucked, the strings were all pulled, the shepherd found me a rock, and I kept it. I made a rock. It hurt worse than anything I've ever felt. After summer working outside and drinking far too little water. They say it's like a woman giving birth. I don't think so. It wasn't the coming out, but the bouncing around in there. Pain so blinding. I made my peace. If it is now, it is now. Just make it stop. When it did pass, I expected a boulder. It was a tiny little pebble, not smooth at all. The swamp back there where the man killed his wife isn't any more natural than tulips. They built the neighborhood in the 70s, built the shopping center too. A bunch of them, really all one guy. He bought up all this land, he made all these subdivisions, but there was one old farmer holding out, plus mine shafts, a deep run hastily covered. All that construction equals a lot of runoff. The old farmer got flooded, no accident. Now it's a swamp, good fishing, where that man killed his wife. Just a normal house on the main road, across from the lake that never freezes through. It's a mini valley where if you can see headlights, you have to wait. So who would want to live in the trough where the lake trickles into the creek that goes under the road and into the swamp? Unless it just rained, then it gushes, it floods. Anthony passed me the ball at the top of the key. Coach says to shoot it as soon as I get it or pass. I didn't shoot it. I dribbled. Mike was open, but he hadn't made a shot all night. Paul was staying with the big guy. I can't see Anthony or Patrick. My guy's giving me a little room. His coach must have told him, if I don't shoot it, I won't. I thought he thought I was going to go right. I went left. He knew. I had to pick up my dribble. I couldn't see if anybody was open. My guy's hands were in my face. I faked a shot. My guy fell for it. He swiped me across the arm. But the ref didn't bail me out. When my guy came down, I went up and let it go. Thank you.